lagging? Lagging. Okay, I got you. So here I'm headed to a local historical palace where we will tour it. And the things that I noticed from that is the beautiful tile work. Now, there wasn't any furnishes or anything in there, so I'm not really going to do a video of the palace, but we did tour a palace. And at the end, I'll show you some of the tile work from the palace because I just thought it was so beautiful, a lot of the tile work in Marrakech. Now, I had this young man make me a drink. Pomegranate drink. I love pomegranates, and so he made me a fresh pomegranate drink. And here we're just walking around Marrakech, just seeing the sights and hearing the sounds. And now we're headed to Essaouira, which is a coastal city. And one of the highlights there is these goats in the tree. Now this is a tourist attraction, so the goats get up there to eat the nuts. The argan nuts or whatever that's used to make argan oil. So they will climb the trees, but this particular area is for tours. They train the goats to stay up there, and then you pay the goat handlers a tip. Now you'll see in just a few minutes the lodging for the goat handlers. They don't live there all the time, but while they're working with the goats, they stay in these little huts back there, and I thought that was kind of interesting. But yeah, the goats, they do climb the trees, but they don't normally just stay up there all the time. These folks have trained these goats to stay in the trees so that they can make money from the tourists, for donations for the tourists. And we got to hold a goat, and this little goat was just walking around there. I thought he was so cute. And then the next picture, of course, is me holding the goat. You can't really see it that well, but I'm holding the goat. Now we're going to a women's collective. You'll see me in this picture kind of pretending to actually make argan oil. So this women's collective was created for women in the rural areas so that they could have employment, like especially single women is what our tour guide told us, that there are people that are women that are widowers, and they're widows, and there's single women. They didn't have many ways to earn a living, so this collective was created, and they make commercial and cosmetic things and out of the argan nuts. And so you were able to go in. They have a retail store where you can buy argan oil, and you could buy just about anything, facial scrubs and skin, different things for your skin, as well as things for food. So now we are actually in Essaouira, and I am going to narrate part of this, but it's a coastal city. We got to hang out on the beach for a few minutes and play in the ocean. Hi, today I'm visiting Essaouira, Morocco. It's about 2.5 to 3 hours from Marrakech, Morocco, and it borders the North Atlantic Ocean. You see these birds here. We're walking along. I was walking along the port. I'm here with a travel tour group and some of my friends, and you just saw a picture of a cannon that overlooks the ocean. Look at that beautiful view of the ocean and the water, the choppy water out there. And so this is where I'm told. Some of the footage for Game of Thrones, the show Game of Thrones, was filmed as well. Now we're walking along the souk. You see all kinds of wares. You see woodwork. I bought a tea kettle. Some of my friends bought clothing and shoes. There's also great food at the souk. I saw crepes, I saw shawarma, I saw all kinds of sweets and sorbets, as well as you'll get a chance to try your hand at haggling, offering a lower price for the items. We're walking through the souk in Essaouira. I'm just gonna let you experience the souk as I experienced it. It's like a Now I want you to experience the cooking class, a little bit of the cooking class that I attended and participated in while I was in Marrakech. So this is at the 5-star hotel, La Maison Arib, and here are a lot of the spices that we use. The lady to the right in green was our host initially. Now, she won't be the chef. This is the area where we sat. Remember I told you before that a lot of times the seating is really low. You have to kind of sit down. It's kind of hard to get up sometimes. Each of us in my group, there were 6 of us, got one of these, what they call tangine. These dishes are called tangines. And this is a setup as we're getting started. Now, this lady right here is the chef. And one of the things she kept saying, and I didn't know what it meant at first, was she would say, yalla, yalla. And that means, I found out later, to hurry. But just trying to get 6 women to cook in this traditional Moroccan way. We made chicken tangine. She made vegetarian tangine. We made a cold salad and a warm salad. I think that's traditional. Now, that's one of the young ladies that was on the tour with me, Raikaya. And so this is some of the stuff, some of the spices that was given to each student. And then now you can see the raw chicken, and it's in that tangine. The dishes, the pan itself is called a tangine as well. And then we cooked it, basically. We had to cut up the vegetables. We had to simmer the meat. Now, there was a helper coming around to kind of make sure things moved the way or progressed the way they were supposed to, because at one point she turned up the heat in mine. She took the little top off and turned the heat up, and then she'd come to check to make sure by the time the meal was finished, and this is a finished version of my meal, that we all sat down and ate it together. Now, that rose, I want you to take note of that rose. That rose was made out of the skin of a tomato. So anybody that needs a rose made out of the skin of a tomato, I can do it for you. This is where we sat and had our family-style meal together, and we all ate what we had cooked. And so it was just a neat experience. Marrakech in Marrakech, Morocco recently, and it is a botanical garden you don't want to miss. So what's so special about this botanical garden? The cactus. I guess I've never been to a botanical garden where cactuses were such, or cacti were such an important part of a botanical garden, but this one has large, big, beautiful, tall, stately, prickly cactuses. So you'll want to come here just for the cactus. But there's other things there too. There's beautiful water fountains and ponds. There's this vase, a lot of colorful structures and buildings, just something for everyone at this botanical garden. There's also a Saint Laurent exhibit near the Saint Laurent Museum as far as the gift shop, and the Berber Museum is nearby as well.
Yes, that's right, girl.
On this day, we went camel riding, and I had mentioned before that the camels are smaller camels. I mean, they're still big, but they're kind of smaller than some I've seen in the past. But they have just one hump, and this is them sitting down before we get ready to ride. Now, most of us opted to wear I don't know if this is camel riding garb or whatever, but you wore the thing around your head and stuff. And this was my camel. I don't know if it was a boy or a girl, but I just loved him. And this is the whole thing with this. It was a sunset ride. So we got to experience that. Now, this is one of the restaurants that we ate at. And so I didn't take a picture of all the restaurants that we ate at, because we ate at least 3 traditional Moroccan restaurants. And when I say traditional, I mean they have the dancers, they have the fire eating people, where they eat fire. But this one had a beautiful pool inside of it. And also, the restaurants are always dark. Like, they're dark and you eat by candlelight. But this restaurant had so much beautiful artwork and decor. These are some of the nuts that were served as an appetizer. I had braised beef shoulder. That's coming up real soon. That was the couscous. But the thing about this hotel is just it had a beautiful pool. It was just very scenic. And so I want you to experience that. Now we're walking through the Medina again. We went through several locations during the one day, and we just took pictures at different locations. And so we're just walking through the Medina, just headed to different sites. And so I'll just let you walk along with us.
Thank you.
So that is please get to your right side. Okay, close. Right side. Okay. So what That's another one.
What is that? The door?
Oh.
C'est marqué.
Marrakech, they speak primarily Arabic. They also speak French because it was colonized by the French. And then they speak some mixed dialogues. Now, here is one of the structures that we did part of our photo shoot in. And it used to be actually a school at one time, but just note the beautiful tile. At the end, I'll just have zoom in on some of the tile work because I took note of doors. There were a lot of beautiful doors, and I took note of the tile work. I just thought it was so pretty, some of the tile work that we saw. But we're just here doing a photo shoot actually, and we actually go upstairs and sit in some of the windows. And when you look in the rooms, they're so small, but people actually lived here and took classes. We're back at the souk again, walking around the Medina. No, thank you.
عقلي لك انا اجيب هذا دوقي اجي تعرف هاي دوقي
Non, mais je vais prendre direct. Just food.
This was another restaurant we ate at. It's kind of dramatic walking up to the restaurant. And I had chicken fettuccine and vanilla ice cream here. I also got to go on what they call the quad rides, or the ATV rides. We did this in the desert. It was a 2-hour ride. We stopped midway at the manager's house and had, you guessed it, warm mint tea and little desserts. And it was just fun riding the ATV and going up and down the hills in the desert. In Morocco, because I think it's noteworthy, and I think it's worth seeing some of the beautiful artisan work, handwork that was done all over Morocco. Just the beautiful tile work. And so I'll leave you with this beauty as we close out this video, and I hope you enjoy. I invite you to please like and subscribe and share my channel. Thank you.